Alright, so now we're going to have a little fun with that stuff that we just calculated. So go ahead and open eTry22. So we're skipping a few of them, mostly because if you open it, it looks exactly like what we just did, but a little different if you look at the stuff we have on the right side. So you may notice we have the or the pound signs over here. A few of you know this already, but that just means that your column is not wide enough. So go ahead and double click in between I and J, and now our column's wide enough and we can see all of our sales. So our first step is File, Save As, go to your Excel and underscore your first name, underscore your last name. So it'll be eTry22, then click Save. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to visualize a little bit. So we've been calculating all this stuff in Excel without any real visual element. So right now it's just lists. Today we're going to change that a little bit. So I want you to come into J4 and we're going to calculate the percentage of the total. So what percent of the total did each person sell? As you can imagine, there's going to be an absolute cell reference in here. So now what we need to do is we need to calculate for Tamika first. So equals I4 divided by E22. And then if you hit that F4 button, it goes ahead and makes that an absolute cell reference. Control Enter keeps it in there, and Tamika has sold 17%. So go ahead and use the fill handle, and we'll fill down all the rest of them to find out who sold the most, which looks like it was Jolie. Well done, Jolie. We're also going to calculate which candy sold the best. So we're going to do the same thing. So equals I12 divided by E22. Hit F4 to make it a absolute cell reference. Control Enter keeps it in there. And then use the fill handles to drag down. And our top seller is mint bars. But I don't think any of you are surprised because those are probably the best tasting ones of the bunch. So now what we need to do is look at this 33% of total sales to figure out about what each one should make if they're selling equally. So it's going to be equals, if you can remember in math class, 33% is really 0.33 times the total sales, so E22, and then press enter. So each one should be making about $315.65. Go ahead up and click save. But now what we want to do is we want to create a visual reference for each person. So what we're going to do is go ahead and use the control button. So select G4 to G9, press and hold control while you select I4 to I9. Now I want you to go to the insert ribbon and hit this pie drop down arrow. And I want you to click 3D pie. Alright, and it comes up with the full 3D pie for us. Now, up here in the chart, there's this button called Move Chart. Click Move Chart, and we're going to put it on a new sheet. And click OK, watch it go. They take a second. Alright, so here is ours. I just exploded the pie, so if you click on a pie wedge and drag it, it'll select one because you see there's points in the center and on all the sides, so my entire pie chart is selected. So I'm going to click out of it and not drag a piece out, but I want to move mine over a little bit because it's kind of wonky. Alright, so what I would rather see is a pie chart that has all of my names on it. I don't really want a legend. So come up to Layout and go to Legend and say None. Okay, so now my pie chart can be even more centered. And go to Data Labels and say More Data Label Options. So we don't want value or the show leader lines done. We want category name and we want percentage. And I'm going to select outside end. You can do inside end also if you like. Actually, I'll go ahead and do inside end. And then click OK. So now all of our people with all of their percentages are on our pie chart. And if you right click on them and make sure all of the boxes are selected, You can hit the drop down arrow and even change the color of all of it. Okay, but we do need a title. So go to chart title and say above chart, and we're going to name it student candy sales percentage. And I think we need to make this a little more fun. Our pie chart's kind of boring looking right now. So go to format, and we're going to go to shape effects. So make sure that your pie is selected. So click on the pie and make sure there's a dot in the center and a dot in between each pie slice to know that it's selected. And we're going to go to bevel, and we're going to check, I'm going to check the first one right here. So we can do that. Also, if you come up to the series one, say format selection, you can go to shadow, tell the shadow where to go. So I kind of want mine off and to the right a little bit. So you can see create a shadow beneath your pie, right? And I'm going to go to 3D formatting. So I want the top to be the circle bevel, and I'm going to change my width and my height to 512 for all of them. And you can see it kind of changing in the background. So all of them will be 512. So my pie now is looking a little like a disc. So you can choose your material and hover over it. I'm gonna pick plastic because it's nice and shiny. Right now you can definitely see the shadow below there. So if you go back to shadow and you maybe want to change your shadow color, you can. I still want mine to be a little dark, so I'm going to choose that one and click close. So you can see we kind of need to readjust our text a little bit. So if you right click on format data series, remind it's format data labels, you reselect, do best fit or even center, click close, and then they fit perfectly in there. So that makes your pie chart just a little bit more special for you. So go ahead and click save, and you are now ready to do projects 47 and 48 in your textbook. And just so you know, for project 48, there is an extra credit opportunity. So the fancier looking your chart becomes, you can change the background color, you can change the fill, you can do whatever you need with it, but the more fancy things you do with your pie chart, the more extra credit points will be available to you. You can earn up to 5 extra credit points. Good luck!